My name is Sam Shaba. I'm going to quickly take you through one of the most important tools that any WMA should have. This tool outlines the goals and the financial targets of the WMA. The place that the WMA and their development partners will focus on reaching over a defined time. In this video, we'll provide a brief description of WMA Business Enterprise Strategic Tool. We call this BEST. This tool is part of the Honeyguides toolkit and is an important tool for any WMA that is determined to reach sustainability. The Honeyguide toolkit is a collection of essential management tools that will help to deliver WMA to a level of management that is considered professional. They are the tools that almost all organizations and businesses should be using. These tools set up the foundation for governing members of the WMA to provide oversight as they are all approved by the AA. They also help to empower management. They provide clarity on how the business should be conducted in the WMA and provide partners, stakeholders, and governing body transparency on how the management conducts their day-to-day operations. I'm going to take you quickly through this Business Enterprise Strategic Tool. And I will explain why you need it, what is in the tool, and what are the outputs of the tool, and how you can go about developing one for your WMA. We at Honeyguide are here to help you if you need to contact anyone for help, for advice, or for instructions on how you can go about developing your tool. You can contact us using help@honeyguide.org. Did you know that protection can take up to 60% of operation budget of any protected area, like a WMA? With that, a WMA needs to be careful to spend the money where it needs to be. The BEST is part of a set of tools that you need in your WMA toolbox. Each tool is custom made to deliver the WMA towards your long-term goals, and where each of these tools are integrated and connected, working with each other. This tool is the overarching tool that provides your business goals. This is how you will aim to make the revenues that you need and what the owners, in this case the communities, want in return. This tool will work closely with the Resource Zonal Management Plan, RZMP, or your General Management Plan, GMP, as well as your annual budget, work plan, communication strategy, protection strategy, and any other strategies or plans you might have. To some extent, a WMA is a community-owned social business. It needs to collect revenues, and it has to perform actions that will cost WMA money. And in the end, it has to survive economically, ecologically, and socially. If the WMA fails to collect more funds than the expenses or costs, it will become bankrupt and fail for both the environment and the people. This tool looks at the core business of the WMA, how it will raise enough revenues to sustain the activities and actions of the WMA. It also looks at what actions are needed to ensure that the longevity of the WMA, what it will cost to perform these actions. The revenues can come from a number of sources, such as tourism, hunting, carbon trading, or even donors. The plan will provide some assumptions on the revenues that the WMA can expect to see over a period of time. Like any business, there are activities that needs to be accomplished for business to survive, and these cost money. We know that the WMA will need protection, but we can have a good protection at an affordable cost. What is the core business of the WMA? And how can it work? The BEST will show you how to achieve this. The BEST is a printed guide, usually as a PDF. It can be accompanied with a one-pager poster version to share with stakeholders. The tool will provide a clear goal of where the WMA wants to go and the financial projections to achieve this goal, together with the details and information that was collected to reach these assumptions. The tool will typically have the following sections: a short description of the overview of the business, what is the product that the WMA has and how is this going to be offered to the market, what is required to the market, an understanding of who the competition is and what this looks like. This will help position the business of the WMA to be able to compete effectively. What are the management and operational needs to implement the plan? What risks are out there? And how to best mitigate these risks to make sure that the WMA survives? What are the WMA strengths and weaknesses? And what are the external opportunities and threats affecting the WMA? And finally, at the heart of the document, the financial analysis and projections that will deliver the WMA towards their goal of sustainability. The BEST can also have some key results areas. These can be seen as strategies with activities and outcomes. Now, what are the outputs of the tool? The BEST will provide the WMA with a clear goal, clarity on what actions and activities are required to achieve this goal, what team is required, and a tool to monitor the progress towards achieving the goals. Primarily, the plan will provide the financial information that will help to map out the path towards goals that the WMA wants to achieve, and a means to understand how the WMA is performing. Are they on target? Are they behind? Or are they ahead? The tool will support the development of annual work plans and budgets, and it will also provide supporting information for a number of other plans within the WMA. It will help to understand where the funds are going and to make sure that the WMA puts the money where it needs to, so that it delivers to their goal. Protection is expensive, and there are many easy to achieve results. Keeping an eye on protection costs is very important. Have a look at our video on anti-poaching strategic plans for more about this. The owners of the WMA, the community, have invested their land and natural resources in the WMA. They also want a return on their investment, such as crop protection or local development. These will all cost the WMA. The tool allows for partners and all stakeholders to understand the enterprise goals of the WMA, how the WMA will reach or maintain financial sustainability, as well as provide a return for their community who have invested in the WMA. Donors can have a clear understanding of how they can support the WMA to reach their goals and fund the WMA strategically. Ultimately, the business plan will map out expected income that can be received and expected expenses to ensure the WMA does not go bankrupt, and yet it provides to the community. The business plan provides the governing body, such as the AA, the board, and their management team, their stakeholders, and other partners with a long-term vision or goal for sustainability for the WMA. So how to develop this tool? It will help you if you find an expert to help develop this plan, someone who understands the business of the WMA and has had an experience developing business plans in the past. It will will be critical for this person to do some background research. This research will help to provide valid and current information that they need to work with. That will lead to business assumptions that are realistic and ground-truthed. Depending on your revenue source, the expert will need to have meetings with your investment partners to understand their financial targets, the individual goals, and the needs for their businesses to grow, in order to incorporate these needs into the business plan as part of the assumptions. An understanding of community needs will be critical. These communities have invested their land and natural resources. What do they want in return? And what will this cost? This might need meetings with WMA management and key members of the AA and local district. Meetings with your development partners will also be important to understand their goals, expectations, and capacity. They are key to helping the WMA implement the plan. It is easy to make it too complicated with information that might not be helpful. My advice to you is keep it simple. And do remember that this is just a tool to provide you with a business goal, with the financial forecast and assumptions to monitor your progress. Be very careful not to make this more than it needs to be. Don't make it too complicated. This is a tool that provides you with a direction and a way of monitoring your progress. We have a guide on Honeyguide's website that you can download. This is a simple publication that will provide you with more details as to what is required as you're developing your business and enterprise strategic tool. My name is Sam Shaba, and I'm here with my team at Honeyguide, ready to help you if you decide to embark on this journey of developing your business enterprise strategic tool. Just reach us using help@honeyguide.org.